It took me years. It took me years to realize the importance of what I read from this book. Back 2018, 2019, I was going through a tough time. I was going through recovering in the midst of a very heavy addiction. I couldn't control my substance use. I'd gone through this heartbreak, and this is one of my first actual heartbreak. And I was walking down campus. It was rainy, kind of rainy, cloudy day, U of L campus, just walking down to the library, the Escrum, however you pronounce it, library. Beautiful library. It kind of got ruined to me because of the degeneracy that me and my friends did over there and just withdrawing in the bathroom. And it wasn't a fun time, but it was fun when I was studying, amped up on the amphetamines, studying for pre-med, trying to be a doctor. I had different goals back then. But in the midst of all of this, I had gone through a breakup. I had felt confused in life. I felt like I had lost everything and there was no purpose because I had made this one female my purpose in life, which isn't technically a right thing to do. There's right ways to love someone, but obsession isn't the correct way. I was walking down the alleyway, sort of, to the library, and this yogi-looking white man, Hare Krishna, I believe, handed me this book. He had a booth laid out with multiple other books. I have another one over here I got from a similar type of being that I met, or I encountered this beautiful being dressed in a robe, white, yellow, light yellow robe. He was calm. I felt his presence. It was just him standing there, and I felt awkward stopping and listening to him. Back in the day, I felt like people were judging me, and I couldn't fully embrace my culture, my ethnicity, who I am. I wanted to fit in, so I didn't want to seem like a weirdo. Like, why am I standing in front of this Hare Krishna handing out the Bhagavad Gitas to whoever found interest in it, or whoever he thought maybe it was worthy enough, or is going through something and needs help with this book. And if you can see on the back of this book, it has been reviewed by Mahatma Gandhi, Henry David Trudeau, Ralph Waldo Emerson, many other people. A lot of people have recommended this book, and I didn't really realize the importance till maybe a year ago or 6 months ago. But let me finish the story. He hands me this book, and as I'm receiving this gift from him, he didn't ask for money, but at the end, they're like, if donation, this, that, so I sent him a couple dollars, $5, $10. But the interaction was short. I opened up to him, and I don't know why. I'm a pretty open person, so I say it how it is if someone asks me. If someone asks me how I'm doing, I will be hesitant to fully open up, but sometimes certain people, the way they ask and the way their vibe is makes you want to open up more and show more of what's actually going on, and not this mask that you put on your face and the mask weighs you down. It just gets heavier and heavier, and you just kind of get pulled down. So there's that brief moment I was able to slip out of that mask and open up to this guru, Hare Krishna being that I encountered at the U of L alleyway on my way to the Escrum library. It was rainy. I was trying not to get wet, had an umbrella, heavy backpack, withdrawing, sweating, cold sweats. I was still, not sure about things, about life. So I took the book and I was like, okay, this must be a sign for something. I tried reading this. I tried reading multiple books in my life. Obviously, by books, I mean religious texts that are shown to us growing up, such as the Bible. Every time I went to the hotel, or my family and we'd go travel, Florida, Destin, here and there in the United States. There'd always be some motels in the beginning. We were struggling, we couldn't really afford a hotel. We were at motels traveling back and forth from Canada when we were moving here. There was a lot of hotels, motels, Motel 6s that we stayed at. One thing that I've, saw a similarity in between all of those experiences and my motel adventures was that there was always a Bible there. And I was always intrigued to see, what is this book? it seems interesting. The stories seem interesting. I found the Odyssey very interesting. I find Roman literature, Greek mythology, Hercules, all of this stuff interesting in the sense of you can have values that are learned from these spiritual or mythological texts. Some people believe it's real. Some people believe, it's just something to learn from. I don't know. I don't know what I believe. I mean, I believe there is something. I believe that if something is passed down for this long, you got to realize that you can be a famous author, like the guy or the girl who wrote Harry Potter. A lot of people have read or have heard of Harry Potter. But do you think that in 1,000 years, I think Harry Potter, but it's not going to be as relevant as the Bible, as the Bhagavad Gita, as the Islamic religion books, Quran, the Jewish faith, any faith. All of those texts, for some reason, get passed down. Obviously, it's brainwashing, controlling people. I get it. Religion could be, that's what steered me away from religion. The crazy Christians who are always, preaching, wanting you to convert. These Muslims wanting you to convert. Why is this Hinduism? Hinduism, growing up, I thought these judgmental Indian ladies, they're the only thing they talk about is, oh, how's school going? How's school? Get that job up, yeah, this and that. Listen, I want to be a magician, lady. I don't want to be a doctor. I want to be a magician. I want to get on stage and dance in front of people. What are you talking about school for? I have no interest in school. That's another tangent. So I found each religion very hypocritical. Yeah, the values from each religions that I've looked into were good values, but the people that's another whole video. But from this book that day that was given to me, I was struggling. And I still couldn't take in the information. And a lot of people say this, even Sadhguru in a video was saying how it's not that you need to be worthy of certain knowledge, of certain experiences in life. It's just that you need to be able to intake and receive the information. That's why a lot of them will be, secluded into the mountains by themselves, where few people can actually go. But the few that do, the few that actually reach out into the text, in the past 6 months, I'd been reading the Ramayana, a lot of Hindu texts. Look, man, the imagery is insane. You gotta, the pages, the drawings, the explanation. Sorry, I got my phone on this window and it's slipping off. Still trying to figure out this YouTube thing. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. If you're going through something, there's people walking outside screaming. I realize how many people are suffering. I see so many people suffering, and I am also suffering, but have found a way to suffer less. And this book, more so, I'll make more videos, but made me have a really deep realization that there is no good or bad. The confusion in my life was coming from sort of this place where I was like, why, all right, I'm not really doing anything bad, right? I might be doing harmful things to my body, myself, in the past. Now I'm trying to be more, cut back on the nicotine, switch to, consumables rather than smokables, a nicotine gum, this and that, trying to better my health. But in the past, I would be like, look, I'm a good person, I guess, yeah. But why is this shit happening to me? Why does bad things happen? Why does this family die? Why did they die? Why did this random family I saw on a news report die in a car accident for no reason? Why is it that we had a family friend, he just died in a car accident or some heart attack happened? Why do these bad things happen? And after a long time, and I'll make more videos, and if you want more videos about this, let me know so I can kind of gauge what type of content to make. But it really pulled me in and made me realize that the only good and bad, the only definition of it would be it's relative. It's relative to what benefits your survival. So if something benefits my survival, it's good for me. If it doesn't, it's bad for me. So that's why I differentiate good and bad. For an evil person, killing millions of people might be good for them because it might bring them profit. It might keep them in power. To them, it might be good. To them, logically do anything. You can logistify anything. What if that's even a word? This video is coming down to 10 minutes. I'm gonna cut it short. I'm gonna make more videos like this. If you want more videos like this, let me know. Share something in the comments. I wanna, engage with you guys and form a deeper connection with you, because I know what certain things feel like, and it's hard for me to relate to a lot of people. And the few that I do relate with and that I can speak to in the sense of understanding are online. And I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you for watching.